It's week 5 of the Strawman Classic, our $10,000 stock tipping competition. And I'm thrilled to say too, we've got one of our top performers on the leaderboard joining us as well, currently ranked number 3 with some eye-watering returns. So we're going to try and pick their brain a little bit to see exactly how they've done it. This contestant is ranked number 3 on that leaderboard and with some absolutely spectacular returns. 51.6%. So let's cross now. And Winervius, I believe I can refer to you as Mo. It's great to have you on the show. And how are you, sir?
Good, thank you.
So first of all, thank you so much for joining us on the program. It's a thrill to have someone who's doing so well on the program. What we always ask our contestants before we sort of get into the stock specific stuff is if you could give us a bit of an overview of who you are as an investor. What's the kind of strategy that you seek to prosecute when it comes to specifically, I guess, the competition, but also more broadly just in your general investing career?
Sure. So I'm a private investor. My background is in tech and UX. And my investing style over the years has become a mix of long-term growth and value investing in really good quality businesses, and also small caps and micro caps, and researching them deeply, and getting in early and then holding with conviction.
I think that is so critical. It's one of those things that I tend to notice. Obviously, a lot of particularly newer investors, they get excited by a rising share price and there's that FOMO that comes into it. But I really genuinely believe those that make the best returns are those that have done the homework. And they've gotten in early, not because of any great ability to time, but just they know that they've turned over the most rocks. They've found the best opportunity and they're there on the ground level when the rest of the market catches up. Now, I know one stock that you've done particularly well on is Andromeda Metals, which I just referred to recently. Now, this has helped drive some very serious returns for you in the competition, but you actually held this well prior to the competition. I want to say that you got in on this, in fact, way back in July or so. What was it that attracted you to Andromeda before anyone else was looking at it?
Sure. So Andromeda is an industrial mining business with a pretty unusual mineral called halloysite kaolin. Now, the normal form of kaolin is more commonly found in Australia, but halloysite, it's a rarer version of it. And it's different from the traditional version because it has these naturally occurring blend of really tiny nanotubes, like we're talking microns. And it's widely used in high-value ceramics and petroleum cracking. Now, it just happens that Andromeda has 3 mines, and putting that together is like is sitting on the largest supply of this material, which is in global demand, and other suppliers are diminishing. So it's a very ideal situation for Andromeda, and that was the main reason. And then of course the management for me was another reason, and it's got James Marsh as its CEO, who has 30 years of experience in industrial minerals, especially with kaolin and halloysite. And he's worked in one of the other biggest industrial miners in Europe. So that's kind of the main thesis around it. Of course, like the actual mine itself, it's a very low capex, low impact, almost like a quarry operation. And then I think really right now what's happening is the market's trying to almost re-rate and ascertain the value, factoring in that they have this very rare resource. It's a low-cost operation. It's got an IRR of like 175% and the payback in 15 months, which is kind of rare to find. When you look on the ASX for those kinds of opportunities among miners. So yeah, that was the main thesis of why I got in early.
Well, you've picked it extremely well. I wondered if I can, before we let you go, just broaden out to more of a portfolio management level. So buying in at around 5 cents, we're now looking at, and I should mention here, there's a whole host of different stocks in your portfolio, which sadly we don't have time to talk about today. But you've hung on, you've realized a very big profit there. But now you're sitting at a situation where this stock represents close to 40% of your portfolio, and at the same time it's 40% at a much higher valuation. How do you think about that? Is it basically you've got more conviction on the stock as it's prosecuted its strategy, and you feel it's still undervalued, or is it just trying not to overthink that valuation angle too much?
Look, I've done some numbers myself. I think it's still undervalued, and I think that, like, they haven't even got operations started yet. They're looking at a DFS later in the year. They've got some letters of intent for binding offtake agreements. So I think it's still undervalued, and that's purely one of the main reasons why I'm still holding on to it.
It makes a great deal of sense. Mo, we could continue to talk for ages. We don't have time, unfortunately, so thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to seeing how you progress over the remaining 3.5 weeks.
Thanks, Andy.
Remember, you can see exactly what Winovius is doing there. The name's WHENUVIUS. In fact, just go to the leaderboard and look at number 3. You'll find him, click on the name there, and you'll be able to keep up to date with all of the trades he is making. And obviously, as you can see, a very clever cookie.